I would say the #2 most popular cheat meal food is burgers, and it doesn't have to be. Burgers could be something you eat every fucking day if you wanted, and you could digest the beef. And I'm gonna show you how to make the lowest fat burgers you can. So, what makes a good burger? Some people might have difference of opinion. Do you like sliders, like McDonald's, where it's super thin and super salty? Or do you like something more like a gourmet half-pound burger, where it's like thick and it's almost like a steak burger? So, what you have to ask yourself though is, if you're trying to do a low-fat burger, you're gonna have to use low-fat beef. Now this is 96.4 beef. This is leaner than almost any turkey or any chicken. So the concept of beef's fattening is more complicated than that. Really, it's the 96.4 is what matters. It doesn't matter what animal it comes from. What matters is how much is the protein and how much is the fat. So if it's 4% fat, that means per 100 grams, it's 4 grams. That means it's about 24 grams of protein. So we would want to use a half a pound for 50 grams of protein for a normal guy-sized meal. For a smaller girl-sized meal, it'd be 24 grams of protein, so that'd be a quarter. So basically we could do either two sliders on 2 buns, 2 sliders on 1 bun, or we could make a normal half-pound burger. Now the thing is, because it's so lean, it has to be pretty much medium rare, medium. And people are like, well, that's not sanitary. Then do the slider variant. So I'm going to do 2 different versions. I'm going to make a half-pound burger, and I'll make 2 sliders. Without further ado, tear into this bitch. That'd be funny if I cut myself open on film. We should totally utilize that. The Var Vikernes cooking show. So that's a half pound of beef. If you look, you can see there's like virtually no marbling. You can see some of it. I mean, maybe they're lying, maybe it's not 96.4, but the reason why you pay so much money for a prime steak is because it's got more fat than Choice, than Select. So the Walmart actually has the lowest fat beef because it's the least tasty. So you get the best beef for the cheapest price if you go to the worst place people would think of to get meat from. All right. So I like to just spread out the beef, get it nice and open, and then I'm gonna rinse off my hands. Some of you might be worried about blood, having like bacteria and all that shit. That might kill you. I don't get really sick from foodborne illness, probably because I cooked with a dirty kitchen for so many years. I pretty much built up an immune system. So I like to use onion. You don't have to do this, but the classic sliders were always made with grilled onions, and I'm too lazy to make grilled onions. All right, so we're gonna bisect this. And this isn't gonna be 2 even parts. Like this looks like it's gonna be slightly imbalanced, but look at it this way. If I'm gonna cook this, I'm basically gonna consume this pound within 2 or 3 days. So in the end, it kind of doesn't matter if I average them both out to 50. All right, let me rinse my hands. That's the only problem with the meat. People are really concerned with that stuff. So sliders are usually way saltier than a traditional burger. So I go hog wild with that. This is a reasonable amount of salt. So is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like 10, it's like 1,000 milligrams of sodium in each one of these. Pick up as much of that salt as possible. People are like, how do you drink 3 gallons a day? I'm like, you're not using enough salt. If you use enough salt, you'll be drinking 3 gallons a day too. You'll have a pump just going up a flight of stairs. People are like, what about your blood pressure? Surprisingly, it's fine. That's what you got kidneys for. People are gonna get so mad. Like, you're belittling my suffering. It's like, okay, princess. Now, if you really wanna make sure you don't get that bubbling up in the middle, just poke holes in it. That's why White Castle does that shit. Now you're like a 1/4 pound slider. That's not really much of a slider. I'm like, it's a slight enough to me. So this is my half pound gargantuan burger. I have to make it thick enough so that it can actually stay juicy in the middle, but not so thick that it's uneven. I would like put 1 hole through the middle. There, like a meat donut. So now, all right, avocado oil cooking spray, 520 is its flash point, basically vaporization point. All right. There we go. Now the slider, I'm thinking that's gonna be ready in like 6-7 minutes maybe. I think this guy's gonna be like 9 minutes. Air fry. And time, let's do 7. Start. 2 temp. Gonna do air fry. And we're gonna do. Now that I might not be right. You might have to check, and I fucking hate that because as soon as you dig into that burger, you're gonna let all the juice out. So I hate checking. I want to be precise, but I'm using a much nicer air fryer than the one I use normally, so I'm not gonna get the numbers exactly right. And I don't really eat this dish in the off season because it's so filling to have beef. Basically, I want to be able to get the food in me and then have it go where it's supposed to go, which is the muscles. And then there's more room for more food to go in. The longer it's in your digestive tract, the more of a backup there's gonna be on traffic for every meal behind it. So since a beef burger takes about 24 hours to digest, and chicken digests in like 2 or 3 hours, you can get through a lot more chicken in the day than you can get through beef. Now, normally I wouldn't be doing both at the same time. What I would be doing is I would probably put the buns in the air fryer the last minute on the opposite side so that they would be toasted. In fact, you know what? Just because we're here, I'm not saying this is diety. This might be an off-season thing to do, but I'm gonna show you like a little trick I can do. Might as well turn your bun into garlic bread. I mean, if you're really trying to impress a girl and she doesn't give a fuck about her figure, she just likes to eat, then you can do shit like this because they're the easiest to please if you're a good cook. 1. Normally you'd use olive oil for garlic bread, but it's a burger. Like there. This adds about 1 gram of fat to each bun. There. You can actually adjust the speed, so you can do a stream too. You don't have to do a spray. Each bun is 2.5 fat, 25 carbs, 5 protein. So to do the 2 sliders, we'd be looking at a total of 13 grams of fat, 15 with the spraying. We'd be looking at 50 carbs, 54 with the ketchup, and we'd be looking at 60 protein. And that's jazzed up. Like that's not the bare bones. That's like the supercharged. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of, well, not onion, that'd be gross, garlic. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, that's cheating. No, it's not cheating. Oh man, that came out all fucked up. Yep, you never want this. That is a useless spice when the holes are too fucking big. I love the inconsistent hole size out of the great value spices. You'd think that this would be the basil leaves. No, basil leaves, it's like little tiny ass holes. The leaves are bigger than the holes. Got 1 minute on the sliders, they're almost done. So what we're gonna do, 1, 2. So I'm tenting them up like this so that they can get the most amount of airflow. There we go. All right, let's try this out. So you got a bottom, got a top, got a bottom, and a top. All right. So you got some blood pooled, that means it's medium or worse. There we go. And no, this is not the right utensil, nor am I doing it to be cool. I'm just versatile. You don't have to use these condiments. I don't like cheese, and this is enough fat to make a meal for me. So I'm gonna use a little bit of the avocado mayo. Oh, this is olive oil mayo, my bad. Not really the best choice for this dish. And I have the full sugar Heinz ketchup because it's off season and it's hard as fuck to get enough all the food in without using artificial shit. So I think using less chemical version of the ketchup is probably not the worst thing in the world. And that's a lot of ketchup. I kind of overboarded it on that one. So what I'm gonna do is do this, boom, boom, and then we go boom. So that I don't have all of the condiment on one side of the bun and not the rest. Obviously, if you want to do a nice slice of romaine lettuce or the shredded sheep lettuce, the iceberg, if you want to do cheese, that's up to you. There's fat-free cheese, so like there's no real harm in it aside from its dairy. Come out perfect medium. This burger's bad as fuck. Oh man, I forgot why I used to eat these. So there you have it. We got some low-fat burgers, and you can use mayo or low-fat cheese or full-fat cheese to add fat to the burger, but I personally like to go with the lowest fat meat, and then as you can see, cook it so it's nice and red in the middle if you're doing a half-pound burger, or cooking it so that it's about medium in the middle if you're doing a quarter-pound burger. Because otherwise, if you go with extra lean beef, it's gonna be too dry if you go anything other than this style. And hopefully you enjoyed my haphazard instructions, as there is more of an art than a science to cooking, just like bodybuilding or medicine.